Hello, I'm Taylor, also known as Art Photographer 33. Today I'm going to be talking about just a top 5 quick, easy, out and about photography ideas that you can do literally either in the house or outside. So my number 5 spot at the moment is probably see-through photos. The reason why this is coming in at number 5 is probably because how much time and effort you need to put into it, especially in Photoshop. Sometimes find myself either struggling to line up the two photos from the first photo that I take of the actual scenery and the second photo of either an iPhone or a camera. You can easily do this with iPhone just by at first taking a photo of the scenery that you want to take, and then either grabbing your mate's phone or a family phone and taking a photo of that, and then in Photoshop you just line the two images up and cut around the screen of your phone. A tip that I would give for that is make sure that you've got either a white screen on, you know where to cut out the screen, or you can just trace around the full phone so it looks like either an iPhone 10 or a Samsung S10. Coming in on my number 4 spot is gaming photography. The one game that I wouldn't suggest doing it on is GTA 5 in Rockstar Editor. I find that I can't really line up the car right, or I can't find a good enough model on either PC or on the Xbox. My reason for that is probably because around GTA there's not really that many good spots, or I'm just used to using the shutter speed on a normal camera, which is just basically how quick the actual shutter goes down on the photo, which means if it's higher the image is going to come out more sharper. If it's lower, you're going to get a lot of motion blur. The one game that I would suggest doing it on, as it does have all of the actual professional settings on it, would probably be Forza Horizon 4. I've been trying to get that game for ages now. It's only because there's good spots around there. You can go onto the motorway, you can do it up in a forest. Like, there's good spots to do photography on there. Coming in at my number 3 spot is probably product photography. Now, you can do this with an iPhone, a professional camera. There are some pros and cons to doing it on an iPhone, as you know, I'm just guessing that most of the people who are watching this doesn't really have a professional camera or is looking into buying one, and you've only got, you know, your iPhone at the moment. The one thing that I would say is the phones. It doesn't matter if you've got an iPhone 5C or the old generation phones. You can always do amazing photography on that. The reason why I'm putting the product at number 3 is because just mostly I'm not that creative when it comes to either taking like photos of a speaker or photos of a cap lens. You know, I'm just not that creative about it. Number 2 would definitely have to be reflections, because you find puddles everywhere, or you can make your own puddles just by pouring water above it. With an iPhone, you don't want to get down low. If you want a good reflection, grab your phone, get it into a nice claw position and turn it upside down to where the water is about here. Don't mind if you get your phone, like especially with an iPhone 8 Plus, you can always just dry it off with a towel, and you get down low, close to the puddle, take the shot. Once you flip it back around, it will be completely fine. You can use your mate's phone and just put it very close to the camera, which is always amazing. So coming in at my number one spot, it has to be portrait photography, because you only have to focus on one thing, and that's the person. The rest, for example composition, it can always come on later on. You can always go into either Lightroom or Photoshop and you can always just line up the image perfectly. But with the portraits, you've got someone there to talk to, and you can always just bounce ideas off each other. A few tips I would give is especially on an iPhone, if you want only one focus length, you can always hold down on the screen until it says AE/AF lock, which means if you are trying to shoot through leaves or trying to shoot through branches and your phone is locking onto those branches, you can always hold down on the screen for just to get one focus length, and you can always bring it under, and the leaves or branches or wherever you're taking a photo of will become blurry, which means that you've got more depth within the photo. Another one I would give is, if you're doing portraits, I would 100% using the setting portrait, and you get all of the blur on the actual person, which will then make the image look as if it's been shot on a digital professional camera. If you want to take long exposures, I would suggest putting your phone setting to live photo. Then once you've done that and you're doing a long exposure, you want to set up your phone where it's completely still and there's going to be less movement on the actual phone itself. And then later you want to swipe up on the photo, scroll all the way across until you see long exposure. Then you want to tap that, and the phone will automatically implement the long exposure within a waterfall or within cars driving by the photo itself. And that's how you see people with the blue, red, yellow lines going right across the screen. I've been Taylor, and I guess I'll see you in another video that I'm in. Peace.